Craig, we always start by looking back. Obviously, a good win, 3 points, clean sheet.
Yeah.
But I think the highlight for many people was the return of Declan McManus. What a fairy tale return it was, as we said on Saturday.
Yeah, it was. It was great for him. Like I said, it's always hard players being injured. You know, we don't want players being out for a long period of time. But obviously, Deck had been out for a little bit longer than what expected. You know, a couple of complications with his recovery and his rehab. But yeah, it was fantastic. It was what we spoke about it on the side, and you've got Sarge and myself saying to Deck, go on, get on it, have a shot. And, you know, we weren't too sure he's going or not. And then obviously he steps up and he scores, you know, a fantastic finish. And great for him, great for Deck, great for his morale. You know, now he's got himself back into the football, actually 90 minutes again. Hopefully we'll get that done as soon as possible to get him some minutes up. But he's trained really well for the last 2 weeks, and it was a touch and go, to be honest. It wasn't wasn't in the plan. It wasn't concrete. It was let's see how he is, but he reacted really well to training over the last 2 weeks, and then he's obviously finished off with a fantastic finish like that.
We were in action on Saturday away at Haverfordwest County. They're in 7th place, but they have a realistic opportunity to make the top 6 cut. So, as we often say, they've got plenty to play for, and it is the new Saints. It is a scalp.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to raise their game against TNS anyway.
Yeah, they had a great result at the weekend up at Carnarvon. It's a fantastic result. It's always a hard place to go, and they got a good victory there, and it's, you know, I think it's probably almost in their hands, really, possibly, to get in that top 6. So they are going to be, you know, they're a good team anyway. I think, and we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. Spoke about themselves and Pennebont are probably in false positions, a little bit hangover off Europe, possibly. You know, injuries, you know, length of the season turned into 11.5-month season, and it takes its toll on everyone a little bit. Then obviously, you know, they're picking up results at this moment in time. Haverfordwest, you know, it's never an easy place to go to. You know, Tony's got them really well organised, as approved in Europe, and they're a tough team to play against. So it won't be an easy game. But obviously, on the flip side, we're going there full of confidence, and we want to carry this run going. You know, it's one of them ones where we want to win every game. You know, there's no slacking off. There's no in training. You know, we spoke about it a little bit after the game on Saturday. Yes, we on a fantastic run. Yes, but all that's gone. You know, our next game, as I say quite regularly, is the most important one, and that's Haverfordwest, and we're 100% concentrating on trying to win the game on Saturday.
We've played them 7 times since their promotion to the top flight. We've won 6 of those games, so the form book is quite positive in that sense. But a couple of years ago, they did beat us 2-1 at the Bridgemeadow Stadium. I guess always a reminder, Craig, that complacency can never come into the equation.
Yeah, we've got to make sure that we complacency doesn't come in. We obviously tasted that a little bit against Barrytown at home. It's still something, you know, we're moving on, you know, weeks and months ago, but still something that sticks in my throat. The way we give a 2-goal lead away, you know, it's not something that we want in our game. It's the standards that we hold ourselves from, the standards that I hold the players from, the standards that the players hold themselves from. It's something that we try to stay clear of, and the reminders of how complacency can creep in. And obviously, when you're winning a lot of games like we are, we've gone a long time without getting beat. We've gone a long time winning games. You know, it gets harder every game because it goes longer, and we all know how hard it is to keep a long record going like that. You know, we've experienced ourselves. You know, 2016 we went 27 games winning, you know, off the bounce, and it's something that we want to try and get as close to as possible, and certainly not go and start to lose football games. So yeah, the players are well and truly focused, tuned in, ready for it's going to be a tough game. It will be a tough game, no matter what we say, no matter what form or where they sit in the table. Haverfordwest are a good team with a good manager, good players, and can be very dangerous if you don't take them we give them the due respect and that they are due.
And your previous club, Connah's Quay Nomads, are also doing very well.
Yeah.
Just a 6-point gap at the top for the new Saints. We do have 2 games in hand.
Yeah.
Saturday's game is one of them.
Yeah.
So the carrot is win that, and we have a 9 points lead at the top going into Christmas.
Yeah, definitely. That's something that we're very conscious of. You know, the games, the the games in hand officially are the Haverfordwest game and the Cardiff Met game at home. So it's really important that we go ahead and win both them games before the split. That'll take us to, with winning every other game, you'd like to think that would take us to back a 12-point lead. But it's never playing as simple as that. We would like to think it would be, but football is why we all love football, and so many people across the world, as things can happen in football that everyone's not planned for. So that's why we're making sure that we are doing all our preparation, making sure that we're not complacent, as we just spoke about, and we need to go down to Haverfordwest and win the game to make sure that lead is now 9 points, with one game in hand and a superior goal difference.
And as we talk at the start of the week, few days ahead, of course, before we do travel to Pembrokeshire, but how's the initial preparations going on the training pitch?
Yeah, good. Like I said, we've got some fantastic players, really good pros, really, really good lads. We've got a lot of experience. So, it is something that we work hard in training. We expect a lot from the players in training. We expect a lot from games. We've got high standards. So yeah, everyone's looking forward to travelling down to Haverfordwest and hopefully bringing 3 points back up with her.
And has the return of Declan McManus to fitness perhaps complicated selection issues, or at least made the headache a little bit more intense than it is usually?
Yeah, you want them though. That's the thing. You want them headaches, as they say. You want to have as many options as what you can. That's why we've got so many fantastic players in a big squad, because you want the options. Ideally, yes, it makes my job a little bit harder, but ideally we'd have every player fit every week, to make training as competitive as possible, fighting for your position as competitive as possible, and then having as many options as you can on a match day. But obviously we all know that in football, suspensions, injuries, loss of form, etc. So that's why we've got a strong squad, and we can rotate them, and players can come in and players can drop out, and we can afford to have one or two injuries. But yeah, we seem to be getting, we think everyone will be back very, very soon. The only one that maybe a little bit of longer term one is Ryan Astl's obviously got injured on Saturday. But apart from that, we obviously Deck's back. We'll have Ryan Brobble back. We'll have JD back. We'll have Blaine Hudson back. So they'll be all back next week as well. So yeah, it's they just had little niggles out. It was more precautionary than anything else. So we'll be back to a really strong squad for next week.
And finally, Craig, the transfer window is almost upon us. Are we likely to see comings or goings at Park Hall, bearing in mind that it is the more difficult one of the transfer windows to bring players in, especially?
Yeah, it's always a work in progress. It's never, we obviously we are governed by windows, but we meet regularly as a recruitment group, and we're constantly looking at players to try and improve the squad and try and give the lads some more support than what we have at this moment in time, and try to make things better and keep pushing the standards up. So it's always a work in progress. So we constantly every month meeting to talk over things, how can we improve, how can we make things better, not just recruitment, but everything across the football club. So yeah, it's like I said, there's no initial we're going to go out and do this or that or the other. We'll have another meeting. Actually, we've got a recruitment meeting tomorrow, so we'll have a look at that, and it'll like I said, it's a work in progress. There's no one or two targets we've been hunting for a while. We're just constantly trying to improve our squad where we can.